It's Shay and TD on another episode of Sunday Set. Thank you for joining us. Today we're going to be talking about how to effectively, or rather, how to be consistent in your Bible reading.
Yeah.
Today we know we all have jam-packed schedules, so reading our Bibles is really quite a
Challenging.
challenging challenge. And it's really difficult, actually. A question of will apart. But firstly, let's just get something straight. Why do we read the Bible? Why do we need to read the Bible? We need to read the Bible because we need to fuel ourselves up. The Bible, the Word of God, is light, as the Word says. Faith comes by hearing, and hearing by the Word of God. The Word of God gives us faith, gives us strength. I mean, without faith, you're like just not. It's like being it's like being a soldier and not know how you're packed with guns and stuff. You don't even know how to use them. You don't know the rules. Like playing a game, you don't know the rules.
Yeah.
So let's just get it straight that reading the Bible is essential. But that is not the topic for today. So how do we, stay consistent in reading the Bible? For that, to answer that question, to answer the question to this famous dilemma, we have come up with 3 points to help you, 3 points that we have found have been of help to us to help you out with this. So, number one is not reading the Bible in order, not reading the books of the Bible, the 66 books of the Bible in order. That means not going from Genesis all the way to Revelation in order. You are a liar. No, I think, well, if you were like me when I was younger, I didn't have that same mentality. I thought you had to read everything in order, and that can be a bit heavy.
It's heavy. It's quite heavy, really. It's not, the Bible is not a novel. You're not supposed to start from prologue and get to, the epilogue of something. It's, you're not really supposed to read it in that order. If you're used to reading the Bible in a different order, and then once you want to try that, you can. But yeah, it's quite heavy, especially if, like, when I was a teen and I tried doing that, like a preteen, pretty young Christian, and I tried doing that, it weighs on you.
Especially when you start with Genesis and you know that you have all the books, speaking about the Exodus, the Israelites, all the way you get to the Psalms, and so it's like the Bible was not put together in a way. The books of the Bible are not grouped in a chronological way. It's not chronological at all. If you want a chronological version, that is interesting. You can go online. You can find, the books in a chronological order. Because there are a lot of books. Some books are just actually, if you're looking at a chronological point of view, come before another, but is after. And they're grouped by the same, the same kind of books. For example, you have Isaiah, Jeremiah, all that, they follow each other. Ezekiel and stuff, they all follow each other because they're, prophets, they're revelation books, so they were put together. But if you try reading those books, it's quite heavy and you're going to miss out on some things.
Yeah, what I do personally is that I take one book from the Old Testament, like the beginning, you've got Genesis and all that, and then I take 2 books actually from the Old Testament. So for example, I could start with Genesis and then read First Samuel, and then I'm gonna take one book from the middle part, the Psalms, Job, Joel, and all that. I'll take one book from there. I'll take one of the Gospels, and then I'll take one of the Paul's letters and stuff. So that gives me, so I interchange, and I know that I'm reading those at the same time. So I'm reading one of each at the same time. It makes it interesting for me.
So that's it for point number 1. Number 2 is not reading the Bible. I want just one point of the day. I know a lot of people read the Bible in the morning or maybe at night. Because those are the most popular times of the day, but you don't have to read everything at once. So for those that maybe don't have time to wake up earlier or time to come back home and then read, I don't know how many chapters you're reading. We normally read 3 chapters a day during the weekdays and 5 on Sundays. Whatever you're reading, you don't have to do it all at once, and it also helps the way you read it, how you take things and assimilate it. Thank you. So if it's 3 chapters a day, for example, you can read 1 in the morning, 1 during the day, maybe when you start to lunch or something, and 1 at night. So it decreases the charge. You know, you don't have to tell yourself when you get back home and you're like, oh, I still have to read the Bible. So you just, you know, and it really helps assimilate you. It helps you to assimilate it, helps you to apply it during the day, it helps you reflection too.
Yeah, it helps you to kind of like just think on what you read in the morning, just kind of like think on that a bit. I mean, the whole point of this is not just, okay, I'm gonna sit down and I'm just gonna like rush through the 3 chapters. You do need time to, you know, think on it as well, assimilate,
take notes and stuff.
Take notes, exactly. Ask yourself, how can I apply this in my life?
What does God to help you understand what you're reading. So I think, I mean, life, only if you're, I don't know, you work from home or something. I believe that would help, you know, reading it during at different times of the day. And I think something else that also helps, just before Titi speaks, is also trying audio versions, which really helps. I've heard a lot of people on the go I've tried the audio versions of the Bible, and it really, really helps.
Yeah, I've never tried that, but I've heard it.
Either.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, you know your own busy schedule, you know your own timetable and all that, you know when you're most tired and when you're most attentive. So I mean, work around that. You do what works for you.
Yeah. So that's it for number 2. Our last point, but not the least, is having a different point of view, a different mindset when you're reading the Bible, when you pick up the Bible. First, like she said, it's not a novel, as she mentioned early on. Number 2, it's not a chore. It's not another chore to take off your list, or it's not something to do just to make yourself feel better. There's no point in reading the Bible. Just read it. You might as well just not waste your time. Pick up a magazine instead. But you have to really have a different mentality, just have an open mind. Not say, okay, anyways, they're gonna tell me not to do this, they're gonna say I'm a sinner, they're gonna say this. There's no point, because if you already have that in your mind, you're not gonna get anything from the Bible. The Bible is a book that you can read 100 times and you will still learn something
each time,
as long as you have the mindset. If you do not have the mindset, you can read it 100 times, you will get nothing from it. That's why a lot of people that I like, that are so critical of the Bible, they can read it 10,000 times. Yeah, I've read it, I don't know how many times, it doesn't give me anything. You're not gonna get anything from it, and that is the truth. Because once you're shut on your own idea, there's nothing that comes. But have an open mind. It's not about just open your mind, and you will see things that are just incredible. I mean, like, and don't tell yourself, oh, I read it once, it's done. No way. It is full of so many things that there's some things that you might not even be able to relate to at a stage in your life, but later on you'll be like, okay, this happens to me now, I can now relate to this. So that's just, the mindset is really important.
I think what I easily fall into is the ticking something off your list kind of thing, as in, okay, I have 3 chapters to read, I'm just gonna, let's do this. Okay, I'm done, I'm happy. And then I'm like, okay, what did I actually get out of that?
I think a lot of us are guilty of that.
Yeah, so I think it's important to really ask yourself certain questions depending on what part of the Bible you're reading. It's okay to ask questions, you know, but like he said, be careful how you do it. But for example, what I like is, okay, what is this telling me? What is this teaching me? What is this telling me about God? How can I apply this in my life right now where I'm at, you know? So those are like questions that you can ask. Otherwise, you're just reading the Bible like you're reading a story, and you close it and you're like, you're happy, you feel spiritual, you know, you just accomplished something. I read my Bible every day, but are you learning something every day? So yeah, that's what I would just like to add.
Yeah. So I think it's really important to really have that mindset, because if you're really like shut on an idea or something you heard about something in church, or because you read a certain chapter that was like totally against principles or something, or I don't know, you're really not gonna get it. The Bible, you really need to read it, I'd say, a few times before you start to really it starts to get soft on you. Like at first, when you first start reading the Bible, it's like a hard piece of meat, and like it's hard to chew. And I mean, like, really hard to chew. But then the more you work on it, you start like, over and over, it gets tender, and that's when the juice comes out and you really get in the deep stuff and the word. That's how my experience has been, and you can never get enough of the Bible. Don't tell yourself, oh, I've heard so many people say so many times, oh, I've read the Bible. Okay, well, now you can just put it in my shelf and forget about it. No way. It's like a lifetime of instruction in there. So many things you can never get enough. Even a lifetime is not enough. So, and one verse can speak to you in different ways at different times. It is amazing. So that's just it, and yeah.
Yeah, I think what I would add as well is sometimes give yourself goals, like with reading the Bible. Like I know she reads through her Bible in a year, every year. I try that sometimes. I don't make it so, or 2 years to tell yourself I'm gonna read through the Bible or something like that.
It doesn't have to be in a year, as long it doesn't even have to have you don't even have to have a time limit, but a time limit can help. But just to say I am reading something a day, if it's just
every single day,
a verse, a chapter, that doesn't. It's not a race. It's not a contest. Read what you can, as long as you're getting something.
And with regards to comprehension, like understanding better, what I do is that I sometimes I read like 2 translations at the same time. You have the sort of like old English translations, and then you have the more
King James
King
can
James,
be hard to grasp at first.
So like if I read a verse that I don't really understand, sometimes I will look through several versions. I mean, sometimes that might take time, but you're doing
necessary, because there are verses that you might not understand,
or you might miss something. So
there's some verses you might not understand, depending on your translation. And I mean, I've got to be real, King James is not easy. It is not my favorite translation, but there's some verses there that I've learned by heart because it is more poignant to me. Or there's some verses I've learned by heart in the NIV, or I just sometimes need to like expand on something. I read the Amplified, or I just go to the Message that really kicks it, that really just kicks it to you. And so don't hesitate on doing that. I know, just to add before you speak, TD, sorry, I know some people are for it's King James or nothing. I'm not here to take sides, and I'm not here to say it's good or not. I just think it's good to really have an open mind when it comes to this. At the end of the day, we all have the Spirit of God that gives us, that leads and guides us. If there's a verse you've read in another translation that sounds funny, well, go back to basics, or let the Spirit lead you.
Yeah, like I just basically verify. Right now you have so many tools out there. Like if you don't get a verse or something, or you're not really sure the context, they're commentaries, and a lot of these things you can get for free, like on applications or something like that, or like they're like Bibles that are just commentaries. If you like the paper, that you can easily get. So don't hesitate. I really believe right now, like today, we have no excuse. Really, we really don't have any excuse. And if you want to know God better, what other way than digging into His Word?
Yeah, I think that's it. We're done with the 3 points. I don't know if you have anything else to add, Tini. Thank you for joining us. See you next time on another episode of Sunday Set. Bye.